You know, I want you to tell me your story. I want to hear what you went through and how can I help you? Because even though it is a gift box and, we all as entrepreneurs get into business to make money, I also want to help people. If I help one person, I've made that difference.
I'm talking to my business owners. We're always looking for unique ways to say thank you to our clients. You've got to check out roastedwhisk.com. Lizette and her team have put together incredible gift boxes that you can have delivered directly to your client. Whether you purchase one of the pre-designed beautiful boxes of coffee, tea, and baked goods, or work with Lizette directly to help customize a box that is right for you and your clients, including putting your logo. She will help you design it, put it together, and ship it directly to your client. Lizette also believes in sustainability. It's so important to her company, and she believes in a healthier planet. So sourcing the goods is important to her, which means incredible quality for you and your clients. Make sure to check out roastedwhisk.com, roastedwhisk.com today, and start saying thank you to your clients. Hello, Empower Nation. Welcome to Empower Her Money podcast. I'm your host, Angela Duncan. Today's episode is sponsored by roastedwhisk.com. I get to interview Lizette Rivera. She is the CEO and founder of Roasted Whisk. She's going to talk about her entrepreneurship journey, inspiration behind Roasted Whisk, her mom, her daughter, so much more, and why it's so important for her to have a company that is promoting a healthier planet. Check out this episode. Hi, Lizette. Welcome to Empower Her Money podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited for today's episode. You have done many things. We'll get into that here shortly. But for the audience, you and I met because one of your early companies, I ended up doing a birthday party at. So I will talk about that during the story. But I would love for you to first kind of start off with your journey and how you got to what you're doing today.
Oh boy, that's a fun story. I come from a corporate background. Was in corporate American insurance for so long, probably like 20 years, I think. And I got diagnosed as a celiac. And that's when Chef Inspired came into fruition. That was my old business, a popcorn company. And I did that for 5 years and it was great. I met a lot of great people, did a lot of fun stuff, but I wanted to sell it to spend more time with my daughter because she was going to go off to college, as I'm sure you can relate. And COVID hit. So I am kind of a COVID story. She was set to be she was valedictorian of her class. We were home. My mom, I was like the safe house with COVID. My mom would come over and, when your daughter says on board, you want to bake, you say, yeah, sure. Why not? So we started baking and, as all Cuban families, café con leches are thing. And I made some and my mom's drinking and Sammy's like, oh, I wonder how coffee would taste in espresso would taste in some of these baked goods. Looking up recipes, I tweaked it. My mom would give her, strongly worded Cuban opinions and which were fun. And, then she said, oh, maybe you should do a bakery. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. There's a bakery in every corner here. Oh, what about a coffee shop? Well, no, I don't want to compete with Starbucks or, Foxtail and all those really big brands of coffee. So my daughter comes down the stairs and she has a box. So we start like messing with that and the baked goods and the coffee and the light bulb goes off. So I started doing like market research and looking at like other gift box companies and what they're doing with coffee, but they're just putting brands in a box. So I was like, okay, this is different. I want my own brand. So once COVID lifted in Florida, my mom and I found some roasters. We started doing our sampling. Like she literally made me eat a bean. She's like, no, you have to chew it. You have to chew it. That's how you know the flavor, whether it's bitter. And it just became Roasted Whisk. It was a lot of fun. And unfortunately, with her dementia, I had to close the company down for a year. I had to issue a press release. That was one of the hardest things I had to do because I really love the company, but obviously I wanted to care for my mom. And I did that. And I was at her home and we had to put her in a place, in a facility. She was one of the more aggressive dementia patients. And she asked me what was wrong, that I looked sad. Was I sad because of her? And I said, no, I'm sad because I haven't made a decision what I want to do with the business. And she said, in her sassy self, well, what do you want to do? And I said, I like helping companies. I like helping them learn to brand. I like helping them figure out their marketing budgets. And it feels more like a collaboration and not just this one-off sale. And then, she called me a couple of names in Spanish that I won't repeat and said, we'll do that. And then, a few seconds later, she had, the lost glazed over look. She passed in November of 2023. I promised her that I would do what she said and follow my dreams. So we rebranded and I focus more on corporate gifts and client gifts and teaching people that, you can be a baller on a budget. You really can increase your referrals. You can do all the things and you don't have to spend like a $250 bottle of Macallan, just to show your thankfulness to your clients, which I was gifted that and I don't even drink that. So I teach other people like how to get to know your clients on that type of personal level. So that means something. You're just not going to Trader Joe's and getting that $5 bottle of wine, which is great wine. But does your client drink? Does your client like wine? Like those little things to make that gift so much better.
Yeah. So you hit on one of the topics I love talking about is budgeting, because I think a lot of business owners feel like they do. They have to spend a lot of money to try impress their clients or say thank you. Talk about some ways that you help your clients, from that aspect, teaching them about the gifts that you are able to put together.
Well, some of them obviously they go for the most expensive thing, and that's not necessarily, what's good for their business, their brand, and their budget. So I try to get them to be very honest and transparent in what they have, and let's work with that. Some of them may only have $10 a client. We can come up with something like that. And I always tell them, be brutally honest. I'll work with you. We will come up with, so I have this one client, she's a cleaning company. She started off with only $500. And let me take that back. $500 is a pretty decent budget. She only had a few clients. So we started off with these little coffee packets. I mean, it's a little, maybe 2 ounce. We came up with a cute tagline like grateful and caffeinated. We put the QR code on the back on a little sticker. We added her business card with a bow. She left them with like on the counter of all her clients. She was getting no referrals, and she specializes in mansion homes like Davis Island homes, but they were not referring to her. So we're talking people with a multi-million-dollar home. Just a little $3 2-ounce bag of coffee with a QR code and a cute saying, she saw a return on that. She hit 27%. So she added another 10% to her budget the next round. So the next round of marketing gifts, she leveled up to a mug with her logo, with a sample inside we added, and then we added like a coaster. So every time she saw her ROIs, she added a little bit more to her budget, and we worked on that. I even showed her how to do a spreadsheet, and we kept tracking until she got to the level where she can actually spend her $50 and do an actual gift box. So you can do that. You can tier it. You can start off with something as small as a $3 sample of coffee for your clients and just keep leveling up. And that's exactly what we worked on, is budgeting. So, I wrote a blog called Baller on a Budget.
Yeah, and I love that. And so we're going to back up a minute, because where we met was your previous business. And one of the things I love about what you're talking about, not only is your creativity, but your ability to think outside the box and collaborate with people. When you had your previous company, I came to you and I just wanted to do a birthday party and have an experience. And a lot of business owners would say no. but you didn't. You sat with me. We talked about, what the vision could look like, and you came up with an incredible experience for me and my friends. And I love how you're taking that now and implementing it into your current business as well.
Yes. I ordered so many gift boxes to see a, was it an experience? So our gift boxes, I'm going to lift one up here. They look like mailers, right? I could ship this. I literally can slap a label here and just mail it. But I don't want to do that because it takes away from the experience. So we put it in a plain brown box, a plain brown mailer, and this sits inside. So it's almost so excited when you see that package, right? You're ripping it open. I wanted that experience. I wanted someone to see this brown box and go, oh, it has a roasted whisk sticker on it. I know it's from Roasted Whisk, but to get excited to have to open that box and then get this other fabulous box and then open that. So it's all about that experience and the presentation behind it. People love that. And I love that. I get excited when I get a gift. It's creating that experience for people behind the brand. Just this thing for me.
Yeah, and you're really great at it too. Where did your love for kind of experimenting with different ingredients and creating, edible items, where did that start?
At home with my daughter. Probably even when I was a kid. My mom told me this one story that I just totally forgot. When I was going to meet my grandfather for the first time, he was coming from Puerto Rico, and I wanted to make pancakes, but I didn't want them in a box. So she said, I saw you take out some recipe books, and I couldn't have been but 8 years old, and started just, oh, I don't like this flour. And my mom had some other flour, and it just came early on, the love of food and really good ingredients and mixing different flavors, like what you think. I didn't know that espresso and chocolate mix well together, but just the fun of it is what I loved since I was a little kid.
Yeah, and it's carrying obviously into the current business. So let's dive into the box. Let's talk about how your boxes, what you're looking for, what's important to you as the business owner. Talk more about the box.
So the boxes, I wanted a business that was fun and that was relatable to people and that wasn't, $200. I wanted to make something that everyone could enjoy because we all give gifts. I wanted the price point to be good. I wanted the products to be good, the flavors to be good, but I wanted to reach everyone. So that's where we started there. Like, what's your clientele? Who do you want to reach? And that's kind of where we started with that type of mentality, that I want to be the company that everybody goes to, that I can reach so many people. Because again, at the end of the day, we all give gifts. I didn't want to be, I watch Shark Tank. Most of us watch Shark Tank, and most entrepreneurs anyway. I love the show. And there's a gift box company that their specific niche was celebrities, millionaires. Their boxes were between $200 and $500. They're not in business anymore.
Hmm.
I want to reach everyone. I want to be that company that just touches everybody's soul with what I have.
Yeah. So how important is being unique or different when you're in this type of industry?
It's really important, I think, to always, kind of stand out. How do you, people tell me that all the time, like, what makes you different than everybody else? And, I could give cliche answers like, oh, I bake with love, which I do. I bake with love. But I bake and I put my boxes together knowing people and thinking, instead of, you want to say you think outside of the box. No, I think inside of the box. What is someone gonna like? I shop on Amazon. I buy gifts. I don't send Roasted Whisk gift boxes to everyone. So what would I want to receive? You know,
Hmm.
how, like, right now we're working on a new box, and I'm putting myself in the position of the person that's receiving it. How can I make this different? How can I make this stand out? We're in this industry of a lot of processed food, so can I create something with 5 or less ingredients? If we're going to have sugar, I'm baking with clean sugar, not overly processed sugar. I go to a gastroenterologist and we talked about don't bake with Splenda, don't bake with these ingredients. If you're going to have sugar, have it in its purest form. So I bake a lot with brown sugar that has more molasses. So you're using less of it because it has more of a natural sweetener to it. So there's those little things that I feel make me stand out.
Yeah. And I think so if I were to design a bottom for my business, I think also the storytelling is important. So do you ever include like inserts about the company and them telling stories, or how do you incorporate like the story of the company with the box?
With every box, you do get the story. So there is a little postcard in the box because I want people to know about my mom and that this is a gift that keeps on giving. So every box comes with this little card and it has a story. It's really cute. And you also will see that I give back. Every box I give back. I'm sorry, I get emotional when I talk about my mom. Proceeds go to the Dementia Society of America. So it keeps her memory alive and the legacy that I'm building. And it lets people know that this is a real story. This happened. And so many people have reached out to me, that strangers that I'm shipping these boxes to, I get emails all the time. My grandmother passed from dementia, or this touched my soul. I love your reels that you held up the check that you sent to them. That means something to me, and so I want to put a little bit of my mom in every box. Like I try to share the story as much as possible because I know how many people are also going through this, whether it's a parent, a grandparent, aunt, or an uncle. It's a really sad disease.
Hmm. Yeah, and we hope someday that, there'll be a way for us to cure it permanently would be amazing. But I do think that people buy brands and they feel good about. I do believe that most people are good and that we do want to support each other. And so including your story and the inspiration but behind what you're doing really connects to people, and it will create that lasting customer, because they know your story and they understand kind of your why as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think storytelling is really important. I love listening to other people's story. I did post today on Instagram a video of myself talking about my story, and I cried at a networking meeting because I probably should have been looking at my phone, but I did. And there's because my little notifications are going off and I'm trying to silence them, but they're reaching out to me. Oh my God, this is incredible. Like people are sharing it, support her. I want you to tell me your story. I want to hear what you went through and how can I help you? Because even though it is a gift box and, we all as entrepreneurs get into business to make money, I also want to help people. If I help one person, I've made that difference.
Yeah. So you've got the box next to you. Are there some ingredients in the box we can take a look at and talk about?
Have another box here that we have. This is one of my corporate gifting boxes.
Mhm.
You can see that. We have the coffee, which is the Cuban coffee blend that my mom did help pick the beans out for, made me eat them. And this is one of my clients. They like to put their logo on the box. She wanted these really cute sprinkled sugar cookies made with brown sugar only, no white sugar. So these are super cute. She just likes to be festive. Every box comes with a stir stick, and every box will come with a coaster as well. So that's also cute. So this is just standard in our boxes. I have some clients that want, two or three, depending on how many of their customers. And this client I love. She knows her brand. I pick up from her a handwritten card. So a lot of my custom clients, they want to add some of their own things. I will arrange to pick them up or they'll mail them to me if they're out of state. So I love this about her, that she loves to include that. And then we include it in the box for her. We take care of everything. We're more like a concierge service as well. You send an email, you tell me what you want. We customize the box for you if that's what you want to do. If you don't want one of the standard boxes, we take care of everything. I ship, I package, and then I just invoice you. I make it as easy as I possibly can for my clients.
Yeah, that's awesome. What do you see in the future for your company? Where would you like to expand or impact others?
I wrote a business plan. I'm really proud of this because I'm big on giving back. You know that. So I see myself in probably 5 years with my own space, not doing um, the traditional retail like packaging, but being more like the gift box Build-A-Bear. So having clients being able to come in, have that experience, build their own box, have it, Instagrammable. Social media is not going away. Okay, where they can build it, take photos, have fun with it, and the back of the retail spot that I am dreaming of, that I will get there, will be a shared kitchen. Not
Mm.
only will I be baking there, but I will open it up to the young boys and girls. Every high school now, almost in Hillsborough County, has a culinary program. So we have these future caterers, future bakers, future chefs. Where do they go to practice? Sometimes, yeah, you can do stuff in your kitchen, but what if they want to develop a business? That's where I will come in with that shared space where I can do packages for them, offer them, an hour for whatever time they need to run their business. I want to offer them business planning, budgeting, business planning and finance planning, resume building, so many things because they are our future. You have a daughter, I have a daughter. Like, we have to do that. We can't sit there and complain of the future of this country if we're not willing to put ourselves out there. And
Mhm.
young kids achieve their dreams. And that's what I want. That's my 5 year plan, is to be able
Yeah.
to have my own space where I can do my baking, do my packaging, but also give back.
Yes. For those that perhaps don't drink coffee, what are the other beverage options that you can
I
offer within the box?
So I'm very excited about that. With everything that I've done, there is always a story behind it. So my fiance, we travel a lot to London. I've been very blessed with that and learning about their culture and including tea in that. And so I do focus a lot more on coffee, but we are now offering tea. So we have Earl Grey, which is your basic standard tea. And we have a honey lemon ginger. And then for the holidays, we're going to have a tea. It's called the Winter Snow. So I'm very excited to bring that on. So we are offering tea products now. So that's a big deal. I do switch it up every now and then. Coffee for my boost in the morning and tea for my relaxation at night. It's a pair, right? Wins.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So if anyone is thinking about perhaps getting into this industry, you've got a niche product and you're very customized, which I absolutely love. What would be some advice that you've learned along the way that you would maybe teach someone else who's just starting off, maybe 5, 10 years prior to where you're at now?
If you want to get into the gift box space, like, I would say something that I learned that I will be implementing at some point, subscriptions are the way to go.
Mm,
I would probably tell them to start, try to implement that into their plan because that's money that just comes in, passive income. And
mhm.
talked about that before. So that's probably something that I would recommend to anyone wanting to get in their space and find your groove, find what you love. You know, there's so many different gift box companies out there. Like, I love Bump Box and how she create her story behind that. It's so amazing. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be 55. I'm not gonna run out and get pregnant, but I'm like, I want somebody in my family to get pregnant so I can order that for them and put it on a subscription. So yeah, that's probably something like, find a niche, find something that you love, because when you find something that you love, is it really work? If you can match those two worlds, like, you're gold.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Lizette, I have a fun question for you, completely off topic. But if you could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh boy. If I could have a superpower, it would probably be to be invisible. To be invisible and just kind of float around and see what my clients are really saying about my boxes. I would love to just be invisible and just for a day and just kind of be able to pop around and just check on people and see what's really happening. Because I'm probably such a helpful person to a fault. And I know sometimes my heart gets in the way. And I have so many people that I know are struggling and they tell you they're fine. And yeah, it's funny to hear people what they really believe in the box, but also like what is somebody really going through and how can I help them? I always think
Mm.
like I'd like to be, we always say we'd like to be a fly on the wall, right? So we can hear. I'm not really into the whole drama and gossip stuff, but to hear what problems are out there that I can help solve, because that's a realistic superpower. I'm a problem solver. I think that's, where I'm at, even like in my family life. So yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the feedback too, you're always wanting to improve and do better. That's the type of business owner you are. So having the feedback that maybe someone is a little nervous to say to you, they don't understand that it could be really valuable to help, create a better company.
Absolutely.
All right, Lizette, if our audience wants to get in touch with you, learn more about your amazing boxes and what you do, what's the best way for them to contact you?
Best way is to email me at hello@roastedwhisk.com. Visit our website. We have a contact us page at roastedwhisk.com. Or DM us on social media. Find us on Roasted Whisk on Instagram, Facebook. We just landed on TikTok, so look forward to some really goofy TikTok trendy videos that I know my daughter's going to make me do, and I'm going to do them because it's TikTok. So
Yeah.
those are the best ways to get in touch with me.
Thank you so much, Lizette, for being on Empower Her Money podcast.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Angela. Appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to Empower Her Money podcast. I am grateful for you. Please make sure to leave us a 5-star review, like this podcast, share it, subscribe, and let's keep teaching others how to take control and be empowered with their finances.